Our trusty wooden rock sieve has done a great job cleaning up the dump site. We had to make a few repairs after our rooster tried to sneak under it to find worms, but this tool has been a huge help in transforming the area. It was already falling apart a bit since Philippe reused some of its screws to make a monitor stand, but now it's time to take it apart completely. Now that he knows the prototype works perfectly, he wants to make one out of metal, though he'll need to practice some welding first. A metal sieve will last longer and we'll definitely need it for our future excavation and renovation projects.
Done. Okay, not bad. Most of them I got out. The longer ones, some of them are a little bit bent. Some of them the point has a little bit because I had to hammer it a little bit back before I could screw it out. And some of them totally stripped, but those are go in the metal can. But this I can reuse for something else.
I'm definitely late with putting these in the ground. Some of them have even, like this one, pumpkin, has already been eaten by slugs, but it's okay. I tilled this space for 2 more tomato plants. The other tomato plants I did 2 weeks ago. I was fearing that they were gonna die because we had some more rain, but with a few days of dry weather, they're already growing some more and they're looking better. The veggie garden is going to be really simple this year because we didn't take time to prepare in the winter with all the rain and then the rain in the spring. So everything is a bit late, but you saw Philippe doing the potatoes a few weeks ago. It's covered with weeds now, so I'm going to take care of that too. And then I planted some onions and just a few came out. And what's left today is these courgettes or zucchini and some cucumber and 2 melon plants. And then 2 more cherry tomato plants that I'm going to put in the ground before I put them in pots. Because nothing was prepared, but now I made some more space for them. I tilled the ground to put them here as well. And then, if I still have time today, I'm going to make sure to give the tomato plants some support because as they're growing, some of them are falling down a bit, so they will need some support, probably with string and 2 poles. I'll see what I can do.
We're gonna use 2 poles between the row of tomatoes, one at the end, one here in the beginning. We're gonna place them a little bit crooked, and then we're gonna put a string in between, tight, and then we're gonna put little strings towards the tomatoes so the tomatoes have a support to grow on. I don't know if it's done this way, we just invented it. So it is an experiment, so don't try it before you see the effect in our garden. This is a trick I got from my neighbor, is first with a steel rod make an opening, then put a pole in, and you don't need someone else to support it if you want to knock it in, so it's easier to do by your own. And it actually works. So. Like that?
Yeah. That's good.
And the reason we're putting it towards me on an angle is when we tighten the rope, we don't pull them together.
Here you go, sir.
En nu nog de ding. Okay. Okay, this is the rope we will be using. As you can see, it's a rope that is biodegradable. It's actually not that special, it's just not made of plastics like all the ropes I have been cleaning around here, or we have been cleaning around here. We're gonna use this as the main rope, the main line between the 2 poles, and then we're gonna run a smaller rope towards the tomatoes. If you want a little tip, if you have cats, that's why we bought the rope as well. You can make those scratchy things out of them. That's what we did, because in the store they're asking ridiculous money for that. You can buy hundreds of meters of rope and you just wind it around a wooden pole and you're done. You have your own scratch pole and you can always renew it. It's a lot cheaper than going into the store and buying them. I really love weeding between the potatoes.
We had dinner. Odin has gone to sleep. It's still really nice outside, so I'm gonna finish up here, tie these ropes to the bigger rope here, and just finish up what we started. Last one. I think we'll have to give this rope some support as the tomatoes grow bigger. But for now, I'm pretty happy with the result. I planted 2 courgettes about a week ago, but I was afraid that they were going to be eaten by slugs because there are so many. So I did some research and I found that apparently they really don't like coffee grounds. So I've been keeping my coffee grounds and I tested it out, and for now they're still alive. The leaves haven't been eaten from, so I guess it works. So I've been keeping my coffee grounds for about a week now, and I'm gonna use them on the melon and the cucumber and the other zucchinis or courgettes that I planted today. So I hope they'll survive and I hope this trick will work. For now, it has proven itself, so fingers crossed. Another good thing about coffee grounds is it works fairly well as a fertilizer, because it's really rich in nutrients, has a lot of nitrogen in there, and potassium and phosphorus apparently. So one thing, it keeps away the slugs, and then the other, it just gives some really good nutritions for your plants.
Good morning. I'm gonna make a little foot rest for Anisha, because when she is sitting at the desk on the chair, her feet don't reach the ground and she's having trouble with her back and everything, because she has to work on the videos, so she's sitting a lot. So I'm gonna make a little foot rest, so hopefully her position in the chair will be a lot better and her back aches will go away. Oh, and also a little update on the red tractor. I went to see somebody who has 2 of those, who don't run, but still have most of the parts. I wanted to buy the front wheels, but he wants to sell them completely. So I'm gonna look into that. I will have a lot of spare parts then, but we have to look at our finances a little bit, because buy. Suddenly we will be left with zero and nothing will be finished. But it's always, it comes down to this. So choices. I always put it on the lowest setting as well, so you don't get any grooves in between your lines you make. You can make it take off a lot more, but then it's hard to make it the same, especially on a wider board as this. So then you'll have a groove, another groove, you'll have to sand it out. So, and this is a little bit curved as well, so I do it on the lowest setting just to clean up the wood, that's it. I'm not trying to make it straight. This is just really basic, but it will help her hopefully. And instead of buying a footrest for 50 euros, I can just make a little bench like this for now and see how it fits her. Sand it a little bit with a finer grit, and when it's done, I'm not gonna win any prizes with it, but it will serve its job. Okay, this is going in the cat litter box. Ta-da! Perfect.
I'm making a trellis to support the melons and cucumbers using some fresh hazel branches I collected. They're really flexible when they're freshly cut, so I can shape them however I want. I charred the ends to make sure they don't sprout when I put them in the ground. I'm not sure how it's going to turn out since I'm just experimenting, but it's fun to get creative with what we can find around here.
Alright, now that I still have some time and I'm still waiting on some other gear to move the soil, and Dirk is here, we're gonna clean this wall. We're using the muriatic acid to get the residue off, the cement residue, and we're cleaning up the walls, the pointing a little bit more. We did a little bit here and you can already see the difference. So we're gonna move up and see how far we can get. So it's just muriatic acid, 10 water to 1 acid, and then just cleaning it with water and cleaning out the joints manually.
Misschien wil die Roberts een beetje
Ik was een beetje...
van de Kenda-product.
Ja, heel veel gebruiken daar. Je hebt dan anderen die speciale producten gebruiken die gewoon moet wegslaan dan.
Ah ja.
Wel makkelijk uit, hè.
De rest ziet er allemaal tamelijk goed uit, hè?
Het gaat al een hele verbetering zijn, dat weet ik. Daar ben ik zeker. Het gaat niet allemaal weg zijn.
Nee.
Want hier en al ga ik 100% manueel nog een keer moeten doen, maar goed. Let op, hè. Je ziet het ook, hè.
Ja, ja.
Al de bakstenen als er tussen stoken.
Ja, ja.
Hier ook, hè.
Ja, ja.
Kijk. Toon ook even. Kijk. Niet uittesten.
Oh ja. Ik weet het ook niet.
Let's go, you ready?
Dat was al wel, ja. Dat was in België. Ja, dat was al wel, zeker.
Okay, time to continue on the wall. You can already see the difference. You can see the line of where we cleaned up and there. So now I'm gonna go up higher and then we'll move it towards here. What still needs to be done is the rougher parts where it was splattered on. Those I will be cleaning with the brush on the disc grinder, like I did on the old barn. So I'm gonna grind it off because there's no other way. The veil of cement that's on it, that goes away with the muriatic acid, but the more thicker parts, the splattered on parts, those I need to grind off and afterwards do another application of the muriatic acid. But it works well, works very well. I am pleased because it's not an easy thing to do, a rendered wall, to clean it up like how it used to be. Power. Okay, this is muriatic acids. First fill it up with water, then put the acid in, and not the other way around, because then you can have a reaction where it squirts out, and I don't think you will be a happy camper when this hits you in the face. Always, if you can, order one of these little faucets you can put on the container. It's a lot easier to work with. What I always do, like yesterday when I'm done working, I always remove what's left in it and I always rinse it with water. So hopefully this little container will last longer. And if you buy a container for working with muriatic acid, make sure it's one that it's made for it, because else it would just dissolve everything that's in it. Okay. Stay upright. I didn't notice yet, but even most of the wooden frame around the windows is starting to rot. You can see it here. You get the rot because there's cement here or concrete, this wooden beam. The rain stays on here, soaks it up, and after a few years the wood just starts rotting away. That's what I see now, because even the support from the shutters is starting to come loose. And the other side is even worse now. Just another example that you always got to be careful which materials you mix and how you build your stuff. Most of the work is getting all the joints out and cleaning it up. The room between stones is really tiny, and then there's concrete or cement rendering in between that, so you have to try to get it out. It doesn't all need to be 100%, but the more you prep it, the better the result will be and the easier it will be. Another good sign to know if the muriatic acid isn't affecting the stones is you will see it fizz, and it only fizzes on the cement render or the veil that's left on the stones, but it doesn't fizz on the stones, so it's having zero reaction with the stones. So with the pressure washer, I'm trying not to go too close, to not rinse away all the original mortar. I'm just trying to clean out the joints a little bit more of the loose material. And I want to rinse off the muriatic acid, which is very important. You can't leave it on. And another good part is if the wall is wet, you really see the difference between the cement you might have missed inside the joints between the stones, so it's easier to take out the remaining, or to spot it anyways.
Wel, het is zoutzuur.
We gaan naar de zandbak.
Today I'm just gonna do some maintenance of the yard. Odin was sick 2 days ago, his stomach flu, and now we've all got it. So not this night I slept pretty well, but the night before was a lot of vomiting and all the rest that goes with the stomach flu. So, and today I'm not feeling 100% either, so I'm just gonna mow the yard. I'm using the neighbor, his mower, because I broke the belt on mine, and I started looking online, and in the UK I can buy 4 belts for the price of 1 here. So his wife is gonna bring 2 belts with her on the plane, so Thursday I should get them, and then I can use my mower again. But it is nice to use this one. This one has a bin on the back to pick up the grass, so that's what I'm doing now.